my name is Laura and I'm from AVASK Accounting and Business Consultants, and I'm here with Connor from the Business Development team. And today we're really going to be giving you some insight into emerging markets. Hopefully some of you will be selling in the near future in some of these countries. The goal really is to get you thinking about expanding your e-commerce business, and obviously the information provided will hopefully help you do that and give you some knowledge about those markets. So you're probably already aware of all the major ones, especially with Amazon, the US, Canada, and then you've got obviously Europe, Germany, UK, Spain, Italy, and then of course Japan as well. But today we wanted to look at some markets that maybe you wouldn't have looked into as much, emerging markets such as Belgium, Netherlands, Sweden, and the United Arab Emirates as well. So Connor, could you tell me a little bit about the Belgium market specifically?
Yeah, certainly, Laura. So Belgium is a very interesting country. So Belgium is split between two groups of people. So you've got the Dutch speakers and you've got the French speakers. The Dutch is around about 60% to the French around about 40%. Okay. So localization of the language is it will be very strong within this country. But a little bit more about the actual market itself. So it's reported nearly 2/3 of the population are purchasing online nowadays, and they're roughly purchasing around about 15 items per person. So that is shown a growth of around about 12 billion euros a year, and that is grown by 1.7 billion euros since 2020. Okay. So you can see that there is growth there, and also with the recent news of Amazon opening FBA centres within Belgium. Yes. It's a good market to look to expand to in the near future.
Definitely. So yeah, it's something obviously for sellers to keep in mind, especially if selling on Amazon. Yeah. Okay, and is there anything specific to Belgium that sellers should know about before launching there?
Yes, so if you are looking to store in the country, obviously gain your VAT number, that is something we can help with. And if you are a non-EU business, you will need to have physical representation within Belgium. Okay. There is also a small deposit that will have to be made to the Belgian authority to be able to sell in that country. But again, don't let that deter you. That is something AVASK can help you with. Yeah. You can give us a call up and we will be able to discuss that further with yourself.
Yeah, of course. So you can plan obviously all the costs and factor that into your plan. Okay. Yeah. And what about the Dutch market? What can you tell me about that?
Yeah. So Netherlands again is another small country of Europe, but it plays a significant role with international trade, especially with the port of Rotterdam being one of the most important in the world. So it has a small population of around 17 million people, but it actually has one of the highest rates of online shoppers in Europe with 13.8 million people. Wow. So that equivalates to around about a market of around about 30 billion euros annually. That is growing around about 17% from the previous year, and that is going to be growing to around about another 13% as well. So you can see that the growth is continual, especially within the Dutch market, and with the expansion plans of Amazon. You can see that the Dutch market will be in their plans in the near future. Okay.
And so then if a seller was looking to actually launch in the Netherlands, what are some basic things that they would need to be aware of?
Yeah, so if you are a non-resident company bringing in products into the Netherlands, you will need to gain your VAT number. Yes. However, the Dutch authorities do offer one of the most progressive VAT deferment schemes in the world, not just Europe, and this includes two principal schemes to reduce or to eliminate import Dutch VAT. So again, give us a call and we'll be happily be able to discuss this in further detail to yourself. It is one of the best markets, in my opinion, to get into at this moment in time.
I mean, it's always, if there's a way of not paying something, I think everybody's interested.
100%,
so,
yes.
Definitely, that sounds good. What about, so we mentioned Sweden. Can you tell me like a little bit more about the market?
Yeah, 100%. So Sweden, there's not much known about the Swedish market because it is a growing market. So it is the 19th largest market in the world. That might not sound too high up on people's lists, but it does have a market of around about 16.6 billion euros as reported in 2021. The really interesting fact about Sweden is there's a population of about 10.3 million people, and that averages out to be around about 2,300 euros per year on average a consumer is spending. Wow, okay. The market is expected to grow from 16.6 billion to 18.49 billion by the end of 2020. That's a growth of around about 13% again. So that's another market to look out for in the near future, especially with Amazon expansion plans going into the Nordic states.
Yeah, of course. And so again, a seller, let's say, is watching this video and wants to know, okay, well, what are the next steps that I would need to take in order to sell it?
Yeah, so Sweden's a little bit different from the other European countries. They do have something called the chemical tax, meaning depending on your product, you will need to make a monetary contribution to the local authority. But again, that is something that we can help you with by discussing. There are documents we can send and information we can give regarding. So please do get in contact with us. Again, if you are looking to store like any other country, you will need to get your VAT number for Sweden.
Of course. Okay, that makes sense. So lastly, if we could go through the United Arab Emirates, that would be great.
To wrap up nicely, so the UAE is it's significantly grown in the past 2 years. So at the end of 2020, the market was around about 7.9 billion euros, and it is projected by the end of 2022 to hit 12.9 billion euros. So that's a massive growth in the past 2 years, and it is due to grow another 10.4% by the end of 2025. So it is a market to look out for, especially in the Middle East, with the Middle East growing the rate it is, and it equivalates to around about €1,840 per person annually as a consumer spending. So that is a huge amount.
No, amazing. So again, is there anything particular to the UAE that you would need to know, or specifically for that country?
So the UAE, the largest industries within the UAE is fashion and electronics. So if you are into your fashion, if you're selling your electronics, I think the UAE is going to be a big market, especially with the growth that has happened in the past 2 years. If you're looking to store, again, gain your VAT number, you'll be able to store in the country. But language and localization is extremely important within the UAE, with the main language being Arabic, written and spoken, and business being English. But obviously there are certain products that won't be able to sell if it's to do with religion. But again, please get into contact with us and we'll be able to assist you further on that in the near future.
Okay, great. Thank you, Connor.
Thank you.
I really hope that's been helpful for you today. And like Connor said, obviously, if they have any questions about any of the content that we've gone through, please do get in touch. There'll be information on how you can reach us and book in a free consultation. Thank you, Connor.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Bye.